Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Rock Fabulous 40s, and I don't know when this video is actually going to go up, but it is Thursday morning, the 23rd. It's my birthday, which means I'm getting even freaking older, but I'm going to have a fun day today. My mom's coming this afternoon to take me to lunch, and we're going to go to La Baguette, which I've never been there before, so we're going to go there, and hopefully I'll like it. We'll see. And then after that, we're going to do some shopping. So I'm kind of excited today. But what this video is about is, this is going to be a dupes video. And what I want to do is I want to compare the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, this guy right here, to the Makeup Revolution Ultra Eye Contour palette, or they also call this one, sorry it's blurry, they also call this one the, instead of Shade and Light, it's called Light and Shade palette. You can see right there. Light and shade. Alright, anyways, so the Kat Von D palette I had been looking at for many months. If you guys hear little pitter-patters walking around on the floor, my dogs are in here, I've got a cat in here, so you might hear some meowing in a few minutes, because she apparently is in need of a lot of attention lately. Alright, so I've had my eye on the Shade and Light palette for months, actually more than months. I've had my eye on the Shade and Light palette probably for close to a year. And I just finally bit the bullet and bought it. It came in maybe 3 weeks ago. I've been using it quite a bit. And this is what the packaging looks like. And I think they changed the packaging because if I remember correctly, when I was eyeballing this like several months ago or almost a year ago, however long it was, this was actually in a cardboard packaging, and this is no longer cardboard. It's plastic now, and it has raised lettering here. So it's really, I mean, a sturdy packaging here. A sturdy packaging. I do like the packaging. And on the back of it, it's got the names of the colors, and I can't like pronounce any of these names. So when you see one of the demos that I'm going to do, you'll see you're going to laugh at me because I can't pronounce any of them. Okay, so you open it up, and this is what your palette looks like. You've got, I'm trying to do this so the mirror doesn't blind you guys. You have several quads, actually not several, you have 3 quads here. How can I hold this here? Alright, so you've got 3 quads that are, I'm going to say, this one's kind of neutral. This quad here, the middle quad is very cool, and the end quad is very warm. And I actually really like this palette. This palette is very soft, very smooth, and you can actually make 3 different looks using the 3 different quads as quads, or you can mix and match it up. It doesn't matter. I think Kat Von D actually laid this palette out very well. So I'm really happy with it. And like I said, all the colors are soft and smooth and very blendable. Alright, then you've got, oh, by the way, this guy was $48. Then you've got the Makeup Revolution Light and Shade palette. This guy was $15, and if you can catch Ulta on a buy one get one half off and then use your $3.50, your $3.50 coupon off, then you can get this for even a lot less than that. So this is the Makeup Revolution Light and Shade palette, or also called the Ultra Eye Contour palette, this guy right here. And this guy has the exact same colors. He comes with a brush. Let me pull the little brush out here. And the brush actually, guys, is not too bad. I've used it. It might look a little dirty here because I have used it. I've used the brush. The brush is really not too bad. When you just kind of first feel it, it feels like it might be kind of scratchy on your eyes, but it really isn't, and it blends the shades out very nicely. Okay, so I do want to mention that in the Makeup Revolution, I mean, you are getting less shades than you are in the Kat Von D, or not less shades, what am I talking about? You're getting less product. You're getting the same shades, but you're getting less product because the pans are a little smaller in the Makeup Revolution. But, you know, that's the difference between $15 and $48. Let me do this so you guys can get a look at both palettes together. Do you guys see that? I mean, the colors are, I mean, they're identical. I mean, look at that. So let me go ahead and throw in some swatches here. So the swatches that I'm throwing in, I'm doing them with a brush swatch so you guys can actually see how the colors actually apply. So the first set that I'm throwing in is the Cool set. And these again, they're all brush swatches, and we have the Kat Von D on the bottom and the Makeup Revolution on the top. And then we have the Cool set, and the Cool set, again, brush swatches, and we have the Kat Von D on the bottom, Makeup Revolution on the top. And then we have the Warm set, again, just like before, they are brush swatches, Kat Von D on the bottom, Makeup Revolution on the top. Okay, so today I am wearing one on one eye, one on the other. Let me zoom in. Okay. Can you guys tell a difference? I have the Kat Von D on one eye, and I have the Makeup Revolution on another eye. Alright, I'm going to throw in another look wearing both palettes, one on one eye, one on the other. It's a different look than what I have today. Today's a little bit more subtle. The one I'm going to throw in is more of a dramatic type look. And I'm going to throw that in really quick, and then I'm going to show you the demo of how I did that look because I didn't record this one. But again, I've got the Kat Von D on one eye and the Makeup Revolution on another, so you guys can actually see how each one applies. Alright, so from the first or the third quad from the Kat Von D palette here, I'm going to take this guy right here called Lattice, and I'm going to apply that all over my right eye, or it might be left to you guys, I'm not sure. This one. And in between both palettes, I'm going to be wiping off the brush with my DIY color switch so that way I can use the same brush for both eyes. I'm just putting this just kind of all over. Okay, and I'm just cleaning off the brush here. I'm hoping you guys can see okay. Now I'm going into the Makeup Revolution palette into that corresponding shade. Now I'm going to go into the first quad of the Kat Von D palette, this quad right here, the very first color here, which is called Latimus. I don't know, I can't read these names. And I'm going to take somewhat of a crease brush here. This is just a contour eyeshadow 4 brush from Fasante, this guy here. And I'm just going to lay him down in the crease. And I am, guys, tapping off any excess on the brush because I'm really not wanting the fallout. Okay, now I'm going to go into that corresponding shade in the Makeup Revolution palette. And again, trying to concentrate him right into the crease. I don't know, do you guys ever have problems with, because I know I do you guys ever have problems with one eye always comes out really, really good and one eye always comes out really, really bad? And I think it's the way that I hold my brushes, because on the left eye, the brush angle is always a little different, and I try to adjust my brush angle, but it just doesn't seem to work. Okay, same brush, again, still concentrating on the crease. I've cleaned the brush off. I'm going into the last quad here in the Kat Von D palette, and I'm going into the shade called Lucius, which is this reddish brown color here. And again, trying to concentrate that just right into the crease. Just a little bit on the outer edge as well. Going into the corresponding shade from the Makeup Revolution palette, cleaning the brush off. And let's see if I can get the same application here. And again, because I can't hold my brush at the right angle, don't know how well this is actually going to work. I'm going to take the brush in the Makeup Revolution palette. This guy right here. I'm going to take this end, and in the Kat Von D here, I'm going to go into the last quad, the middle shade, this one right here, which is called Solace. And I'm going to put him directly into the crease, maybe just a little below. And I'm also going to place him on the outer fourth of my eye. And then once I have him placed where I want it, then I'm going to take my cleaned off Vasanti crease brush and I'm just going to blend. Okay, corresponding shade from the Makeup Revolution palette. And just like before, placing the color down, putting it where I want it, and then blending. This one is just not as pigmented as the Kat Von D, but looks like it's working okay. And blend. In the Kat Von D palette, I'm going to go into the shade called Samuel, this one right here. And I'm going to put that on the inside of the lid in the inner corner. Not going to take that above the crease at all. I'm also going to put it right under the brow bone. Then I'm going to clean the brush off. And I'm going to use that fluffy side to just kind of blend that brow bone a hair. Okay, going into the corresponding shade in the Makeup Revolution palette. And doing the same exact thing. And then going into that fluffy side and just kind of blending it a bit. Okay, so that's the demo, and you guys will see that they applied very, very similar. The colors are very, very similar. Both palettes have quite an amount of fallout to them because they are so soft and powdery. You do get a lot of fallout. Let me show you guys here with the Kat Von D one. Let me dig into this guy right here. So when you dig your brush in, do you guys see just how powdery that actually is? Okay, so when you dig your brush in there, you're really going to want to tap it off. You see all that coming off? Okay. Oh yeah, I know you're not supposed to blow on your palettes, but sometimes you just can't help it. You really want to make sure that you tap the brush off so you don't get all that fallout all over your face. The first time I used the palette, I didn't do that, and unfortunately I had my foundation already on and I had to just go take it completely off and redo it because I couldn't get the fallout to brush away. It just kind of smeared into my skin. So The palette is extremely soft, extremely blendable. The Makeup Revolution one is the exact same way. You stick your brush in, you get very, very powdery results, a lot of fallout, and it makes a mess. So in that instance, even with the Makeup Revolution, let's dig the brush in here. Okay, you guys see that? And see that powder coming off? That all gets on your face. So you just want to be careful and make sure that you're really tapping your brush off before you go to apply the color. Otherwise, it is going to make a mess. But are the two palettes dupes? In my opinion, I would say like almost 100% yes, they're dupes. They are both soft and buttery feeling. They both blend very, very nicely. In the pans or even in the swatches, there might be one or two colors that might look just a tad bit different, but once applied, they look identical. And yeah, they're both really, really good palettes. Now, the Makeup Revolution one, like I said, is $15. The Kat Von D is $48. If you don't want to spend the $48, go with the Makeup Revolution because it is a really, really good palette. Alright guys, I hope this review, demo, duper dud was somewhat informative, and if it was, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Also guys, you can look me up on my website at www.rockfabulous.online.com. You can look me up on Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all under rockfabulous40s. And guys, don't forget to hit subscribe down there somewhere. And you too can rock your fabulous 40s. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys.